back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, we should have had, the dating game music for this segment, but we didn't. Instead, we got a song that tells people to get back, which I'm not sure if that's the message we want to give at Fantasy Dating, which is our topic this segment. FantasyDatingGame.com. Suzanne Casamento is our guest, and she's the founder. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your company.
Okay. Well, I created Fantasy Dating a few years ago after my girlfriends kept complaining, we're never going to meet anyone, and there are no good guys in L.A., and I was like, oh, my gosh. How about you put your phones away and take a look around? So it gave me an idea to create a little friendly competition. And fantasy dating is sort of based on other fantasy sports in that people get together and they create leagues, they set stakes, and they compete against each other to earn points by dating. So
very interesting.
So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're already raising a ton of questions, and I'll forget the ones I already have. So let me just jump in with that. Tell me about what makes you think a game was a logical way of expressing this frustration. I love the idea, but what makes you think of that?
Well, I had originally said, well, what if I dared you? Because they kept responding, well, we can't just talk to people. And I said, well, what if I dared you? And so the whole idea kind of came out of daring to step out of our comfort zones. And so by offering, and really, while we were offering was a point. If you exchange numbers with someone, or 2 points if you get a call, or 3 or 6 if you go on a date. And that little bit of competition, it made them flirt everywhere they went. And so in 10 weeks, they actually went on more dates than they had gone on in the previous 2 years. And that's
wow, it's a real confidence builder, and it's very internal type thing rather than just, depending on technology or somebody's aunt or it's just putting a little unction into function.
Yes, it did. Absolutely. That's it. And so that's when I realized, if it worked for them, this could work for other people. So that's when I created FantasyDatingGame.com.
So you mentioned only women at the beginning. Is this for women only?
Well, it's funny because it started out that way, and it turns out that men are playing too. Everyone's playing, and it's really been very cool. Apparently, it's very motivating, so I'm thrilled.
So, other than bragging rights, why else would people participate? Not only bragging rights, but also increasing the potential of one's love life. But what are some other reasons why people participate?
Well, it actually builds confidence, and so every time once you start playing, and your goal is to flirt, and you actually put your phone away and talk to the people around you, and make small talk with the person next to you in line at Starbucks, or at the car wash or the gas station or wherever you are. And you start to see results that when you smile and you say hello, and that person smiles and says hello back, and it kind of gives you a high, and people end up where they were feeling very shy and feeling like they couldn't do that. They start to have these little wins, and those little wins are so empowering that they have a blast.
Yeah, well, I can see that. I can hear your enthusiasm just in the call. So won't be surprised if you get a lot of engagement with people in the technology industry, because you, I'm sure, are very familiar with the rapid growth in the importance of gamification, and so you have gamified dating.
Sure. So, and there's a million ways to go with it. It's fantastic.
So did you think about that a lot, in terms of the rise of gamification?
Yes, we have thought of it in that way. Yes, absolutely. So right now our focus is to get people just to play in real life and really stretch their comfort zones and try something new.
Yes, I think that's fantastic. So, this is a business show, and although the romance side is always intriguing, I'm always very interested in the business side. So how does the business model work for you?
Well, the business model it's been very interesting. We started with some ads on the site, and I mean, in terms of what we were looking for was first to develop the site. So we did that, put some ads on it, and then really started to develop a lot of content. And so what's been great for us is that the more content we've created, the more people that we've attracted, and so there are hundreds of articles about dating. I also wrote a workbook called Dare to Date, which actually takes you from how to even drop a hint that you're interested all the way through how to be in a relationship. So, of course, that workbook is monetized. Of course, we also do a radio show, weekly radio show, Fantasy Dating Radio, and that is also monetized. So it's really about creating as much content as we possibly can, and people are eating it up, which we're so happy about.
Is that a podcast, or is that how do you do your show? How do you broadcast
we actually do it. We do it on Blog Talk Radio, but it's also on iTunes and Stitcher, and every available place where we could possibly put it.
Yeah, I think that's how we began to talk, was because you're interested in doing a broadcast type program on that.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. I do it with my partner, so we have a bit of he said, she said stuff. It's great.
How frequently do you do it on Blog Talk, and how long is each show?
The show's about an hour, and we air on Wednesday nights at 6 Pacific and 9 Eastern.
Very, very good, very exciting, and happy for you. Look forward to seeing how it unfolds. Again, give us the when did it start? When did you begin doing it?
I'm sorry.
And when did you start the company again?
Oh, sorry. We launched in the summer of 2012.
Very good. A lot accomplished in just a few short years. Give us that phone number again. The website again, rather, as we wrap up the segment.
It's fantasydatinggame.com.
Fantasydatinggame.com. I encourage you to check it out. And it sounds like a lot of fun. And don't be surprised if you hear more from Suzanne. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You bet. You did great. All right, when we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at the national news website, usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. And you're listening to The Price of Business.